Players, if you like a bit of hand management and area control, then you might want to check out Sardegna. Let's take a little look at how it plays. In this game, players will be competing for influence over the different areas of the map by playing their cards in order to score points for the different scoring areas that will be coming out throughout the game. On their turn, a player will pick one of their character cards to play in order to do that action. So, yellow player might play their priest and decide to put him over in this area because it's touching 7 and 12, which are the first two areas that are going to be scored. Then the purple player might play their admiral to put out one of their boats, and they might actually just come over here. It is touching the area where 7 is, so that might not be a bad move for them. And then maybe the green player plays their architect to put out one of their forts there. And players will keep on taking turns playing the different actions and putting things out on the board until somebody does decide to play their sentinel, which will trigger scoring for the first card that is there, and players will look at who has the most control in various areas that are touching whatever number that is, and then they will score the appropriate points if they are in first place or second place, depending on how many players there are. The players will score 11 of the different districts. New ones will come out throughout the game so that players will know what to look for next. And then the player with the most points at the end of the game will win. So I'm not usually huge into games where you play all your cards and have to pick them up. But what I did like about this one is that everybody gets to pick up their cards when any player plays the Sentinel. So it's just a little bit different where if anyone takes that action, everyone gets to pick their cards back up, which I like because it gives that player who plays it control over the scoring, so they might be able to play it when they're winning a lot of points, which is nice, but it also doesn't force other players who maybe aren't doing as well to maybe play that scoring card and trigger the scoring round at like a suboptimal time just because they need to pick up their cards. Obviously, like those situations can happen depending on how you played your cards in a round, but I think it just gives you a little bit more flexibility, which I liked a lot about that. I'm also not huge into area control. I think that this was a tight enough board that it worked well at any count, but of course, like for me, it just wasn't something that I'm going to come back to a lot because I'm not big on either of those mechanisms. I do think the game did them both well, so if you do like those mechanisms, play your cards and pick them up, or having control over different areas, then you might definitely like this one. I also did like how the scoring comes out throughout the game, and some players are able to manipulate which areas are going to be scoring depending on when they get revealed. So I did think that this game had some cool elements, so if you do like those mechanisms, this one definitely might be for you. So you can check out my full thoughts on the blog today to learn more.